I've been called a hero, the hero who saved the world from the monarch of the underworld, the one who stained half the world with blood. I was once called the Dragon Slayer King, Aiden Albard. However, I had no choice. Being Albard, the monarch of the underworld, is a perpetual existence. You see, those who have killed him don't simply die, but become a new monarch of the underworld. It would be a great honor for you, the Dragon Slayer King who killed the monarch of the underworld, to take on his mantle, wouldn't it? Please make that last sacrifice for the country. We've simply run out of options. I don't seek your forgiveness, Aiden. And Aiden thinks, you're not even going to ask for forgiveness? You've worked hard all this time. Now it's time for you to rest in peace. Great Seal, Claymore. I thought we were friends. I thought we were comrades. I trusted that we were the greatest allies, but it was all a big lie. I want all this to fuck off. It's better to die than to be stuck here forever. They sealed me in the endless abyss, a place where time doesn't exist, a bottomless pit. As I fell into that eternal darkness, I kept repeating the same thought. Fucking bastards, I'm going to kill you with my bare hands. Oh, shit, what's going on? Where am I? Young master, oh dear, you're awake. Thank God. My precious boy, you're awake. Son, what the hell? Who are you? He gets up on a bed, surrounded by several people worried about him. Ah, my boy, you slept for 2 days. You must have gone mad. I am your mother, my little son, my dear son Aiden Remes. No! Albard, I'd rather die in eternal darkness than. Ah, my son, are you alright? He starts to feel a lot of pain in his head and his mind is flooded with darkness. What are these memories? Why am I being bombarded with memories of a boy called Aiden Remes? Wait a second, is that me now? 45th year of the imperial calendar. I was abandoned by my companions before I could become the monarch of the underworld and was forced to. Sorry, YouTube doesn't like that word, self-sacrifice. In the void, on the border between worlds, I ended up dying. Damn you, even if you beg, I'll find a way to kill you all, one by one. He gives his servants a sinister look, but the previous owner of this body was a disgusting guy, a complete scoundrel. Even if I did come back to life, why did I end up in a body like this? And why did I suddenly turn up missing for 2 days, drunk and drenched in rain? If I wasn't the Duke's son, I'd have been beaten to death by now. In the next scene, he looks in the mirror to analyze himself. Well, that's certainly strange. Deep down, in my soul, I really am Aiden Albard. Have I dreamt all my life about this person called Aiden? Okay, now that I've thought about it, why not check the powers I had? System, open. And his name is Aiden, but the system hasn't quite decided what his surname is. Race, human. Titles, King of the Mercenaries, Reaper of the Witches, Nemesis of Talos. He also has 3 other titles that are unavailable. The system explains, titles marked as unavailable will have their restrictions lifted sequentially upon qualification. System, the power I gained from consuming the heart of the Bezer Dragon, along with the epithet of Dragon Slayer King, I still have. So it wasn't all a dream. However, my name is still broken. That bothers me a bit, but does it matter anyway? This is actually a gift from the god. Now I can find those bastards and tear them limb from limb. Just then, a servant overheard everything he was saying. Oh, what's up? I brought you some tea to drink, sir. Ah, thank you very much. It was a great time. I was thirsty. And the waiter think, thank you? Did he say thank you? What does that mean? He's going to torture me. He's going to tear me limb from limb. Oh, okay. This tea is pretty good, actually. While he continues to drink tea, the servant is still very apprehensive. Did he like it? Really? Did he really say thank you and enjoy the tea? What's going on with the Duke? Oh, you're still here? Do you have something to say to me? Ah, no, sir. Hey, man, how did you get out of that place alive? He said thank you. He said thank you. Thank you. Has he really gone mad? And the protagonist thinks, okay, I shouldn't speak without thinking. He exaggerated a lot just because I said thank you. So I've gone back 15 years? What happened to my original self? Does this exist on a separate timeline? By now, I should have gained my independence from Master Balcony, a former mercenary, shouldn't I? Okay, I'll have to find out. Ah, Philip, come here quickly. Oh, yes, of course, Master. He had never called me by name. I have a few questions for you. And just hearing that, Philip shits his pants, just imagining what kind of question the protagonist is going to ask. Are you alright, Philip? Thanks for everything, Philip. You'll be remembered. What the hell is wrong with the Duke today? Later, he tells her what he really wants to know. Ah, Mercenary King. Do you know anything about a Mercenary King or anything like that in history? And the protagonist thinks, I was quite famous as a disciple of the Mercenary King. Ah, yes, there are rumors of a Mercenary King who disappeared some time ago. So he disappeared this time too. But, Mr. Duke, I've never heard of the Mercenary King having a disciple. What? Haven't you ever had a disciple? What is my original self doing? I mean, where did I go? And in his flashback, in a certain city ghetto, we're going to test this little guy here today. Our protagonist, still a child, bumps into a man and manages to pickpocket him, taking several gold coins from him. That's it, he thinks, and to think he had so much gold in that little bag. But the man comes back and approaches our protagonist. You're pretty brave, aren't you? This man is none other than the king of mercenaries, Valkan. How dare you think of stealing my money? Huh, well, in any case, I'm sorry, sir. You're a very determined boy, aren't you? From now on, Bazan, you're my disciple. I'll train you to be the best mercenary. Ah, sir, wait a minute, wait a minute. And that's how Aiden Albard met Master Valkan. From that day on, he made a name for himself as Master Mercenary Valkan's greatest disciple. And after killing the Slayer King, he earned the nickname the Dragon Slayer King. Ah, Master, I've never heard any rumors that the Mercenary King had a disciple. No, not at all. Don't tell me that the disciple, me, Aiden Albard, disappeared in this timeline? Later, at the Duke's mansion, don't you think the Master has changed a lot lately? Philip even spilled wine and he didn't throw it in Philip's face. And the other time, he even thanked me. Suddenly, he started calling me by my name in a pleasant way. They say that people change after a traumatic experience, don't they? I guess that's true. Has the Duke really been alright lately? He seems a bit spiritless, you know? And his eyes seem a bit empty. Oh, what a drag. I have nothing to do. My meals are prepared by the servants and I don't have to wash dishes either. In my spare time, I even tried to research Aiden Albard, but, as expected, I don't exist. So what about the betrayal I suffered? What about my hatred and all my revenge? Until he hears several sounds in the background and sees that a fight is taking place. It seems to be a training session between the guards. Ah, so they're knights. There aren't many knights in this mansion, are there? So you're here, says Carl Rest. This is Aiden's younger brother, Carl Rest. Unlike the previous owner of this body, who was a scoundrel, Carl is diligent. He's already become a knight, despite being the second son, and is entitled to the succession because he's much better than I am. But what's the only thing wrong with this guy? Why are you here? Shouldn't you be there drinking as usual? He has no respect for his older brother. He must have found his older brother so pathetic, seeing him busy drinking and playing all day, that he lost all respect. From his facial expression, his disgust at his superiority is immense. I don't know. I'm just watching the guys train. Knight training is not a show. If you're not here to fight, you'd better leave. Now that I think about it, I've never held a sword since the fiasco that happened. Okay, very good. What did you say? That's what you heard. I'm going to fight. And already at the training camp, I am training Knight Bazan of the Remes Knights. I greet the young master Aiden before the fight. We mustn't stop this. After all, he's the young master. Do you still think Bazan won't be fired for this? After all, he's going to lose on purpose, isn't he? And Bazan, meanwhile, is thinking, oh, this is bad. I can't believe I have to fight him anyway. How can I act to lose against someone so weak? He sees our protagonist losing a fight to a street dog and think, this guy's probably thinking of losing on purpose, isn't he? Well, I haven't warmed up in a while, have I? How about teasing him a bit? Don't try to lose on purpose. Do your best, okay? A trainee knight like you, who loses to a weak, useless alcoholic, is even more useless, isn't he? If you lose, I'll have to remove you from the order. And his brother thinks he's finally lost control. He's never held a sword, but now he wants to fight the knight for real? Then, young master, I shall begin. The guy was very fast, but our protagonist was able to counter the blow very easily. This hurts more than it should. This body is very weak, but for some reason I'm feeling the adrenaline of combat again. They keep exchanging several blows with the wooden sword, and the guards are thinking, my god, you idiot Bazan, are you losing to him? Are you really trying your best? Bazan is really suffering there, and the guards are really thinking, how is the young master doing all this? He's managing to hold this fight. How is Aiden doing all this? Oh, damn, how did he do that? I was sure he wouldn't stand a chance against me. So why can't my sword hit him? Ah, I feel so refreshed. I can feel my warm blood rushing through my veins. Meanwhile, Bazan is getting more and more desperate. It's been a long time since I felt this euphoric in combat, and the guards are increasingly impressed with Aiden because he's never fought this well. What? That school is going to win against my trainee? That guy who lost to a street dog? The young master's attacks have changed. It's as if he's hiding his abilities. How the hell is he making those moves? After so long living lazily, I must have forgotten. Even with this weak, muscleless body, I am still Aiden Albard, the Dragon Slayer King. And then he strikes a blow so powerful that it almost breaks Bazan's guard. With a very fast attack, so fast that the other guard couldn't even see it coming, he comes very close. So, have you given up yet? And the guards acclaim, my god, that's absurd. He's really beaten the young master. Ah, thank you very much, Carl. Thanks to you, I was able to appreciate how refreshing that fight was. I'm glad to hear that. Well, I'll visit you from time to time. Let's fight again, shall we? I have to go now. I'm tired. The guard think this really is the young master scoundrel everyone knows. At night, in the Duke's mansion, oh, I can't believe this body got so tired after a duel with a trainee. But our protagonist gives a little smile. Anyway, I was much calmer after stressing myself out. It was an invigorating experience. God has blessed me with a new opportunity for revenge in this life. Even so, those guys are so talented that they could be called one-man armies. And considering that they also have high status, it certainly won't be easy. The heir to the great duchy of the Sires, the Night King Sylvetta, the chosen saint of the cult of Carnage, the saint of the Iron Blood Spica, the Archmage Shala, and even the second imperial prince of the immortal empire, the great Alchemices. I can't even compete with any of them right now, but if I miscalculate, I could end up facing them all at once. one. That's why, in order to achieve my revenge, I have to eliminate them individually before they join forces. The moment they join hands, even at my peak in the past, I had a hard time. I need to finish this within 5 years before the allied force is created to subjugate the wizard. And to do that, I need to tear this rotten body apart and fix it. In my current state, I won't even kill a goblin, let alone get revenge on those damn bastards. Then I had an idea. The next day, early in the morning, young master, are you buying all this stuff here? What the hell do you want to do this time, master? What? Do you have a problem with what I ordered? The items are expensive, but that's not the problem. We have money. They are herbs of the best quality, but why are all the products you ordered poisonous? The protagonist thinks, well, I explained myself that I need these ingredients, but they'll doubt me for sure. The owner of this body here must have done something very bad, right? To add to poor Philip's trauma, the protagonist looks at him with a very simple, almost happy face. It could even be dangerous if you learn about it. Are you sure you want to know what I want these things for? Oh my god, if I tell you, it's so exciting just thinking about it. It must have been boring for you, because I was quiet these days, wasn't I? How about revisiting old times, Philip? Damn it, I'll get everything ready right away. And poor Philip runs off. Okay, now what I have to do is get strong by any means possible and imaginable. Although I didn't think about such things in my past life, now that I'm the son of a duke and I'm swimming in money, it's a completely different story. Besides, I've already experienced reaching the level of a superhuman, a master swordsman, so I know very well how to get to that level faster than anyone else. The problem is that it's not a very common way of doing things. A month and a half later, our protagonist is already in shape, training with his sword. Philip, please, a mana potion. Of course, young master, here it is. He drinks it all in one go. That's my method. Train, medicate, heal, which involves lots and lots of mana potions. I push my body to the limit through very intense and extreme training and exercise, and then restore my body with mana potion. A single potion costs about the same as all of a commoner's living expenses per month, but being the son of a duke, carrying a lot of money, make this method possible. And my secret weapon. Philip, what about the other things I asked you for? They were delivered to your room, sir. He thinks I really want to ask him what he's planning to do with all that, but I don't want to see that look on the master's face again. I'm not the least bit curious, really. Later, in his room, the flower of anguish, lily of hell. He really did buy all the poisonous herb I asked for. I never thought I'd use this method on myself, but here I am, right? This method was created by those bastards Calcis and Shora. They say that while the poison wreaks havoc on the body uses everything available to survive and, in the process, ends up unlocking hidden potential. Ouch! I could easily die doing that, but all the ones I've bought are great quality. It's going to be okay, isn't it? Well, I've already beaten death once, so what the hell? Let's go! And he takes a bite of the poisonous herb and also drinks everything in that other bottle. He makes a disgusted face, almost vomit, but manages to hold it in. Oh, my stomach hurts so much. What the fuck? And what's worse, I'm going to have to repeat it 100 times. But my mana flow has actually become much smoother. As expected from those bastards, they really were clever, weren't they? Is this fun for you, Dragon Slayer King? I know that voice. Why the hell are you here? Come out at once. I have no doubt it's the same unforgettable voice that has been engraved in my mind for eternity. Master, master, what's wrong? Young master, get out of here. But I heard some loud noises and don't make me repeat myself. Get out. Oh, okay, fine, sorry. It's not a hallucination. I certainly heard it. It's the voice of the sovereign of hell. He even knows who I really am. And why is he here? Oop, looks like you caught me. It's been a while, Aiden Albard. It's you, Lord of the Underworld. You damned lord, son of a, __. What are you doing here? I killed you. I'm sure of it. Oh, the way you're calling me. You must have missed me a lot, haven't you? Unfortunately, even if you try your best, you won't be able to see me. I no longer have a physical body. Oh, so how come you're talking to me now? Have you forgotten, Dragon Slayer? In your last moment, you died becoming the new Lord of the Underworld. What are you trying to say? I'm the Lord of the Underworld now? Well, more or less. Half right and half wrong. The moment I died, I transferred my soul into your body. Originally, my plan was to revive using your body and taking over the 5 viscera of your organ. But my suicide failed. It's not your plan, asshole. Okay, so you mean your soul exists inside me? Yeah, you could put it that way. So can you at least tell me how I kill you? Do I pour the holy power into my body? Wait, Dragon Slayer King, please listen to me. Or is the only way if I kill myself again? Oh, don't do that, please. I'm different. It's like at the end. Aren't you just an entity that loves madness and chaos? The madness and chaos you witnessed were not originally mine, but due to the link with the demon god. That link was severed the moment you were imprisoned in the void. Yeah, that's probably why you're even more elegant these days. Back then, I couldn't even talk to you properly. I can still see your thoughts, you know? And who is this demon god? It's the first time I've heard of him. The demon god, also known as original sin, is the ultimate accumulation of all the evil that exists in the universe. He is a being that even the other gods have to watch out for. In the past, I was cursed to carry out the will of this demon god. So, let me ask you one last question. Okay, is the current situation part of your plan? Ah, what do you mean? What do you mean? Going back 15 years into the past and possessing my current body. Is that you're doing too? About that, maybe. When I entered your body, I used the dragon mana you possess to go back in time. What? Is that possible? As it happens, the gods created dragons to be their agent. As such, they can also interfere in the world, and using their dragon mana to reverse time is not an impossible task. Let's take it easy there, my friend. Have you left your like? Have you subscribed to the channel? If you're a member, you're watching this video here without an ad. And if you're already a member and you're not on the Discord server, man, get on the Discord server. There are a lot of benefits waiting for you. It's all here in the description. And for those of you who want to support the channel and don't know how, use the hype tool that will appear on the screen. It helps us a lot. Let's get to the video. So why didn't you use it to escape the void instead of going back in time? Oh, that. I felt so tired all of a sudden. I think I'll rest. Hey, don't you dare disappear. Hey, where are you? Don't let me down, you asshole. Another month has passed, and since then, the demon lord has spoken to our protagonist occasionally. Although having him inside your body is a bit disturbing, having someone who reminds you of the past is actually quite useful. I even feel a little relieved, to tell the truth. Oh crap, I destroyed another training dummy. But this method really is very effective. Anyway, I'm going to have to stop training with dummies at some point. Our protagonist is very tired from all the heat and sees something in the distance. The knights are training, aren't they? Fly over. I've packed my new training dummies. Hey, Dragon Slayer, aren't you more suited to an evil being than a hero? Shut up, you devil. It is explained that, with the repeated use of poisonous herb, the training seemed to advance a lot. But you want me to swallow a whole bottle of holy potion, don't you? You're teasing me. No, I jumped the gun. No one is better suited to being a hero than you, of course. He discovered that the holy potion makes the demon lord inside him suffer a little. And that guy over there, he looks a bit familiar. I've seen him before. Lo, your back is crooked. Why can't you stand up straight? What are you doing? You're way behind the other trainees. I'll do better. Sir, wait, I know this guy. It's the free rider. Lo, wow, he looked so different from his previous life that I didn't even recognize him. As his nickname suggests, he was a gentleman mercenary who pretended to be a knight. So this is where he started? He had a very strange personality, but even though we cursed each other a lot, he saved my life several times, and vice versa. He was one of the few S-class mercenaries apart from me, but apparently he died during our fight against the Slayer King. I thought I'd only see his face again in hell. Now I really know I've gone back in time. Hey, you! Young master, what's going on? I'm talking to you. Oh yes, are you talking to me? If a superior talks to you, the first thing you should do is introduce yourself, right? Oh, of course, I'm sorry. Trainee Knight Lo. And he greets the young master Aiden. I can't concentrate properly anymore. Why does this bastard suddenly appear to pester me? You've just thought about why this guy here is bothering me, haven't you? No, how could I think of that, sir? Oh, it's so exciting to watch this asshole. It's the first time I've been so happy to have this bastard's body. No, you have to come to my training camp tonight, okay? He comes very close to Lo and whispers something in his ear. What? How do you know that? But our protagonist simply turns his back and walks away. As he walks, he thinks, if this is what fate has in store for us, then so be it. For what you did to me in my past life, my friend, I want to offer you this little gift. Later, when the full moon was in the sky, our protagonist was there at the training camp, waiting for Lo to show up. Suddenly, he hears footsteps coming towards him. So you've come, Lo. How did you know that, young master? How do you know my secret? No, more importantly, is what you said true? Can you really fix my arm? In the next scene, there's a flashback to his past life, in which he and Lo are drinking in a bar. I can't remember how many times I thought to myself, if only I were like everyone else. Meanwhile, the protagonist is thinking that this is the way to repay the debt he owed Lo in his past life. If my right arm was still intact, maybe I could have become a knight, just like everyone else, right? Lo's nickname in his past life was the One-Armed Magil. Master, can you really fix my arm? And Lo thinks, I'm sure I've never told anyone about this, but somehow this bastard knows my secret. Even I don't know why my arm is like this. Your arm is like that because of a serious case of mana vasoconstriction syndrome. And Lo thinks this disease refers to all the deficiencies that occur in the mana channel. So that's why my arm started to get so stiff. Mana vasoconstriction syndrome is incurable, isn't it? Yes, people say it's incurable, but for me it's not. You just said there was no cure. And the protagonist thinks it's not impossible. They just don't know how to cure it at this time. About 10 years in the future, the cure will be discovered. Know that currently only I know about this cure, and I'm more than willing to treat your arm. However, yet what? Nothing comes for free in this world. Let's write a contract. A contract? What do we have in the contract? You must train with Aiden Remes every day. You, Lo, will swear to do anything Aiden orders. This is not a contract. This is slavery. That's it. You don't like it? Anyone who trusts that bastard is crazy. But I should still take the chance, shouldn't I? Anyway, I don't have much choice, so I'll take it. And the protagonist thinks, all mischievous, that to think that one day I could make you my slave. What an exciting moment. In exchange for fixing your arm, I get a free gift. And Lo thinks, damn, I knew it would be dangerous. As expected of the Dragon Slayer King, you should be on the side of evil. A few days later, in the small town of Marlene. Hello, Marlene. Young master, are you sure this is the place? No matter how much I think about it, this place is a bit suspicious. Are you doubting me, Lo? Oh, no, of course not, master. Young master, we've arrived. Come on, Lo, follow me. Is there really a way to fix my arm in a place like this? And they see that the protagonist is taking Lo to a half-finished place with a sign that reads drugstore. It's not a clinic, so stop coming here. We don't make medicines either, so they end up getting lost. That sign isn't very motivating, is it? And Aiden thinks this was the place Lo came in his past life to cure his illness. I'm sure there was someone here studying the cure for mana syndrome. In the end, in the past life, it didn't work because it was too late, but this time. Is anyone here, master? It seems the owner isn't in the store. Young master, what does this painting here represent? They see a large painting depicting the Philosopher's Stone. It represents the Philosopher's Stone, a superstition believed by all magicians and alchemists, an imaginary object that claims to interfere in the realm of God, something that can bring even the dead back to life. But given that I'm a living example of someone who can transcend the divine realms of death and time, perhaps the Philosopher's Stone really does exist. Look, my God, it's a story that not all ordinary people know. You're well informed, aren't you? I know some people who have talked about it, and the protagonist thinks he heard it from Calcis and Shora. It's been a while since we've had such an interesting guest, but what can I do for you? Did you read the sign, Lo? I want to be alone with her for a moment. Of course, young master, understood. And Lo leaves the store and closes the door. Alright, Cassie, let's get straight to the point, shall we? Oh, how do you know my name? My knight is currently suffering from mana vasoconstriction syndrome, and I know very well that you are interested in this disease, alchemist of beastmen, Cassie. Oh, God, how much do you know about me, young master? Scum, who knows? Like you, my knight also suffers from this syndrome. How do you know I suffer from this disease? I know the symptoms in you are more severe than usual, and those herbs you smoke are so your condition doesn't get worse, aren't they? Aiden thinks Lo's condition is restricted to her arm, but Cassie's is quite different. Her illness has spread to all her organs, leaving her with a terminal illness. So it seems you know a lot about me, don't you, young master? But there's one thing you're getting wrong. It's true that I'm looking for a cure, but I haven't found the right method yet. In other words, I can't cure your pretty little knight's arm. It's a shame, isn't it? If you cure my knight's arm, I promise to protect you and support your research in our territory with all the money you need. No, young master, you haven't understood your knight's illness. Read this. Cassie places a parchment on the table. What? It's not possible. No way. Is this the cure for mana vasoconstriction syndrome? Aiden thinks Calcis talked about it so much that I memorized it, but I don't remember it perfectly. That's why I'm looking for Cassie, who knows how to do this process properly. So, do you still think it's impossible? Half a month. In half a month, I can give you an answer. To think that such a method exists, you really surprise me. But I know that with the resources you have, it would be very difficult to obtain the ingredient. The fact that you brought it up means that you want something in return, doesn't it? I want your ring. Boy, what's this protagonist like? Attacking and coveting a woman's ring? How rude of you. No more jokes. I know very well why you're wearing that ring, so you know how important it is to me, don't you? It is explained that this ring is the speed ring, an artifact that triples physical speed for 10 seconds 3 times a day. It's a very useful item for surprise attack and for escaping during battles. Thanks to this artifact, in his past life Lo remained as a memory and became an S-class mercenary. An artifact like this is basically his only means of defending himself against Cassie. If you move in with me, you won't need that ring anymore. I'll protect you. Oh, I don't mind, as long as I can continue with my research. But are you sure about this? Rumors will spread that you've taken in a beast woman. Don't worry, my name is already Aiden Remeth, the scum of the nobles. There's nothing that can worsen my reputation right now. You're a very interesting person, you know that? You're also going to look after my room and the food, right? Of course it will be, but you have to make sure you help me too. Back at the Duke's mansion, Aiden thinks, at first it was strange, but now I really feel at home. Young master. Huh, Philip, what's the matter? It's a very serious emergency. What's going on? Philip, speak up. Young master Carl, he disappeared into Monster Mountain. Is Carl missing? A report came in about a missing person on the monstrous mountain. So young master Carl formed a team and set off 2 days ago, but he hasn't returned so far. Aiden thinks, even though it's called Monster Mountain, there are only insignificant monsters in that place. What about the search party? What happened to it? They'll be leaving shortly, sir. No! If that brat disappears, I'll be the Duke's heir. Then my plans for revenge will be ruined. I have to save him, no matter what. Philip, I'm going going to join the search party. So, you accommodate Cassie, okay? And, Cassie, I have a favor to ask you. Huh, what kind of favor? But what he said is not revealed. Later. Oh, you're saying you want to join the search team? Exactly, Dad. Of course not. Refuse. But why? It wasn't just Carl, but dozens of riders who disappeared at the same time. It's not a simple task, nor a simple disappearance of one person. It's very dangerous. But, Carl, he's my brother. And if something happens to him, in Aiden's head, he thinks, if anything happens to him, my plan will be ruined. Hey, Dragon Slayer, you're kind of disgusting, aren't you? Who told you to open your mouth, Demon Lord? It's okay, my son. I couldn't believe you cared so much about your brother. You can go, but be careful, my son. Aiden, Beal, I'm counting on you to look after Aiden. You're the only one I can trust. Ah, yes, sir. I'll certainly do that. When the sun is setting on the monstrous mountain, our protagonist is there with the search party. As we thought, they were first attacked by the monsters, and their tracks end in this place. That knife is a weapon used by goblins. A lot of strange things are happening here. Knife being overrun by goblins, and goblins, who are such dumb beings, erasing their track. There's only one explanation for all this. There's certainly a hobgoblin. This place, only a hobgoblin possesses such intelligence and strength. If it's them, it's possible, Mr. Spiel. This is hobgoblin stuff, for sure. Hobgoblins, they're difficult to deal with. We should prepare and then go back. No, of course not. Every second we lose here is crucial. They could be being prepared, cooked, and eaten there in that camp. Bring a search dog now. We've already sent out a search dog, but their scent has been completely erased. Stop talking and get a dog now. Good boy, good boy. He takes a potion and pours it over the dog. Good boy, take it all. What's that bastard doing with our search dog? But it seems that with this potion, he's really starting to smell more. What happened to him? Did he manage to find anything? This is a potion that improves the sense of smell. I'm glad I asked Cassie for it. And they continued their search, now with the help of the search dog. So much time passed that, by the time they reached the camp, it was already night. Here is the goblin village. There, young Master, Master Carl, and all the other kidnapped knights. The relief that they're alive it's a relief. We seem to have arrived in time, but there's something wrong. Aren't there 3 hobgoblins in the same place? How can there be 3 leaders in the same village? Things have become much more terrible than we expected. Everyone be prepared to give it your all. Our opponents are hobgoblins, who are competitive even for decent knights. Young Master, during the fight, please rescue the hostages and escape with them. Alright, I'll do it. Aiden thinks, it's unbelievable. 3 hobgoblins in the same village? Even with so many knights here, can they handle it without me? Search party, move in. We're going to rescue young Master Carl. And the goblins and hobgoblins are already in alarm, ready to start the fight. How dare you kidnap our young Master Carl? Let's finish you off. A general war breaks out between the knights and the goblins. Knight, you've come to rescue us. Ah, at last. Meanwhile, Aiden is there doing a forced lockpick, i.e. breaking the lock. Is everyone alright here? Young Master Aiden. Ah, it's you, Aiden. And Aiden releases all the hostages. Knight, go and support the search party. Clear a path for the hostages to pass. I think it's time for me to go into hiding now. Aiden, watch out for that monster. You mean the hobgoblin? No, Aiden, behind you. Huh, behind me? He sees a huge beast coming at him. The impact is powerful, but Aiden manages to dodge it. Shit! So the reason there are 3 hobgoblins here is because a creature superior to them was here. The worst monster of all, a demon in human form, a troll. Carl, take the villagers and run now. Aiden, that's a troll. You're going to die. I know you're a troll, but I'm not going to die. I'm your big brother, you little brat. Although Aiden said it just to sound cool, he's not afraid and goes up to the troll. The troll tries to punch him, but only hits the ground, while Aiden moves fluidly, cutting the troll's arm and stopping behind him. The troll falls to his knees with a wound on his thigh, but it begins to regenerate completely. As you'd expect from a troll, he's incredibly tough. With my current strength, I can't kill him, well, at least not in the conventional way. As the troll charges forward, very angry, Aiden seems to be holding something in his right hand, while continuing to exchange blows with the troll. The other knights realize that there was a troll in the battle. Young Master, let me handle this. The hobgoblins are tough enough, but a troll is here too. Ah, young Master Aiden, please wait a little longer. But the troll didn't seem to want to wait long and launched another punch. Aiden manages to dodge beautifully. I took the speed ring just in case, but now it's time to use it. Activate the speed ring. The system warns him that the speed ring has been activated and that he has 10 seconds left to use it. I haven't yet reached this stage of strength in this lifetime, but with this ring, it's possible. Aiden's speed increases so much that he manages to disappear from the troll's sight, reappearing to slash its wrist. Not only that, but he performs a whirlwind of cuts around the troll. This is the next stage I must overcome. The troll roared in pain, and when there was only a second left for the ring's effect to wear off, Aiden concentrated his energy and, with one swift movement, decapitated the troll with his aura sword. We have to help the young master. What? Blue energy. Don't tell me it's a sword aura. The knights realize that Aiden is up high, but he's he's unconscious. Young Master Aiden. He falls into one of the nearby trees. Oh, my whole body hurt so much. And the bird got very angry, almost destroying its nest. I've barely used my sword for 10 seconds, and my body can't move anymore. I think the next time I use this ring, I'll have to use it more carefully, but it definitely helped me. Young Master, where are you? Young Master Aiden. The next morning, I see, so many people have been hurt. Make sure that the bereaved families and the victims receive compensation in the best possible way. As ordered, sir. But is it true that Aiden defeated that troll? Yeah, sir. Along with the knight, I witnessed it. Aiden not only used the sword aura, but also defeated a troll. That really is the son I know. That night, the protagonist was meditating in his room. Even if it was only for a moment, using the sword aura, I feel that my ability has increased a lot. Still, this incident has certainly made me realize that I'm still pretty weak. If I want to crush those suckers, I need to get even stronger. Ah, your determination really impressed me. Where did you come from? Wait, that voice. Have you finally realized? Yes, it's me, the monarch of the underworld kingdom, the lord of hell. No! Get away from me. This is all your fault, because you're still a wimp. Ouch, ouch, ouch. But how are you? How did you get a physical body back? In fact, only you can see me so far, because you and I are one. As you get stronger, I seem to be able to project myself onto others. Does that mean I have to keep seeing you now? Oh, I don't like that. It's very rude to say that to the person who saved you. No, wait a minute, Lord of the Underworld. You said you have the curse passed down from the demon god, right? And you said you're free of that bond now. So what's your original name? Ah, my name was lost a long time ago. I simply exist now. Okay, so from today on, your name will be Cursed. Cursed, because you are literally a curse placed on me. Not a very silly name, is it, Dragon Slayer? Shut your mouth, you cursed creature. I mean, cursed. Well, I'm going to confuse myself from now on. Really, you're not going to change, are you? Well, I don't really care about that. Yeah, that's bad. Damn it. Sorry about that. You're doing it on purpose, aren't you? A week later, the protagonist is at the mansion and knock on one of the doors. What's up, Cassie? Is the treatment going well? Look, Mr. Troll has come to visit me. He thinks, oh, everyone's calling me master of the trolls now, just because I killed one of them. I don't like being called a troll. Why don't they call me Troll Killer? Yeah, where's Lo? The cuddly knight is there. Aiden enters and asks, hey, Lo, how are you? Young master, my arm. It's moving. It's back to normal. At that moment, Lo kneels down in front of the protagonist. Thank you, young master. Thank you for recognizing and taking care of my condition. Although I am only a humble knight trainee, I will dedicate my life to you. Our protagonist smiled. As of today, you're my slave. I mean, I happily accept your promise. Oh, by the way, Cassie, why haven't you had the treatment on yourself yet? My syndrome is a bit unusual, you know. I need a bit more treatment, maybe a month. Still, you've done a great job. Of course not. That's all thanks to you, Mr. Troll. Mr. Troll? Stop laughing. Kid, now that you've recovered, get out of here. We have work to finish. Yes, sir. Any task you give me. Later that day, Lo seems to regret having said that. The first task after getting my arm back is physical labor. Okay, please save me. After that, we see that our protagonist has left Lo completely exhausted and destroyed. Ah, welcome, young master. So, this is the troll that everyone said the master captured. Wow, in this condition, it's going to sell for a very high price. Trolls are very rare materials. I'd like to use the proceeds from the sale of this troll here to buy these herbs. Is that possible? Of course. Our merchant group has everything. Ah, young master, they're not herb, but poisonous plant. If I say they're herb, they're herb. So tell me, can you get them for me or not? Yes, of course. Herb, the merchant thinks, if I get on the bad side of this scoundrel here, who knows what might happen to me? And the protagonist thinks, easy money is always good. You still seem to have the beggar's habits from your mercenary days, don't you? Shut up, you dirty devil. Young master. Ah, Philip, what's the matter? The Duke is looking for you. Ah, my father. He knocks on the door of the room where his father is and hears some noises in the background. Hello, Dad, did you call for me? But he's shocked by what he sees inside. Ah, Aiden, you're here. So that's Aiden? Why is this guy here? From the look of your body, the rumors that you killed a troll were not unfounded. It's a pleasure to meet you. Aiden remembers his past life, where he already knew this man. You stink like a brat. You were brought up by the boss of those tramp, weren't you? He thinks, yeah, I don't have any pleasant memories of that guy. Do you know him? A little. He was the older man who despised mercenaries. Pleased to meet you. I am Aiden Remes. Greetings to the protector of the northeast frontier, Margrave Turizidas. So you know me? Of course. After all, Margrave Turizidas is one of the few in the Empire who has reached the stage of Master of the Sword. It is explained that Master of the Sword is a transcendental stage that every knight dreams of. Those who have leapt beyond the limits of geniuses and entered the realm of the superhuman. Their swords can cut through mountains and their breath can make the air tremble. I was one of them in the past, and that's the stage I need to reach again. Well, contrary to rumors, you're well educated. Even you have a great son, Fred. That child still has a lot to learn. By the way, are you sure about leaving the territory, brother? I heard that your territory was attacked attacked by a horde of orcs some time ago. Actually, it wasn't just my territory. They said that suspicious movements were also detected at the Tower of Carnage, run by the Cult of Carnage. And the protagonist think Cult of Carnage, right? I've got some business to take care of there too. Damn traitor, just wait. Your time will come. First the Tower of Carnage, then Cetus, and now even here in Remes territory. Unusual monster movements have occurred in 3 different places in such a short period. Do you think it's a coincidence? Now that you mention it, it does seem strange. That's why we were thinking of forming an investigation team. Do you want to lend your support? Oh, yes, of course, brother. And one more thing. Hey, brat, would you like to join my Order of Knights? Brother Turried, the protagonist think, why did he create an Order of Knights out of nothing? I've heard a lot about you. You reached the Sword Aura stage in less than half a year of wielding a sword. At first, I thought it was absurd, but having seen you in person, I can say, I will make you the best swordsman in the West. I promise on my own behalf. But, brother, Aiden, he's still. Don't worry, Fred. I'll take good care of him, but it's still his choice. I appreciate the offer, but I have to decline. Do you understand what it means to join the Order of the Knights of Cetus? Of course I know. It's one of the most renowned knightly orders in the Empire, but I'm confident that I can become a master of the sword on my own. And the protagonist think, I've already passed this stage on my own in the past, so I'll reach it again. It's only a matter of time. And right now, even if I fought you, Margrave, I could at least scratch you. Obviously, Margrave Turried Cetus is very frustrated by this affront from the protagonist. Could you scratch me? What audacity. Suddenly, everything starts to shake, even the teacup. That, by great pressure, is in this room now, and that's his aura. Do you think it's funny? The protagonist think, fear of the master. The ability to make even the air tremble simply by releasing killing intent, as expected of a master of the sword. I can't believe he's resisting my fear of the master. Are you sure you can keep your word? Of course. Shall we make a bet? A bet? He's always had a thing for bet. If I don't manage to scratch you one, I'll join your knightly order. But if I succeed, you'll give me that sword of yours. Are you sure? That sword? How audacious to think that you covet my family heirloom. Fred, he's completely different from you. Oh, actually, never mind. You've already fainted, haven't you? It was unintentional. I think it was my aura that did it, right? I'll take your bet, then. That's what you were aiming for from the start, isn't it? Exactly. When the first opportunity arose, I grabbed it. I really want that sword, one of the legendary swords. Bebu, you really belong on our side. Later that day, where the challenge and the bet would take place, are you planning to use a sword to kill ogres? To hunt a goblin? I'm still not sure if you're a goblin or an ogre, but regardless of the opponent, a knight should give his best in a duel. The protagonist think, that damn knightly courtesy, the thing that never changes, past or present. Firstly, it's forbidden to use a blade aura, and secondly, Margrave Cetus can't move his right foot. This may seem unfair, but for a master of the sword, it's not even a handicap. If I attack without thinking, I'll be knocked out on the spot. It looks like we've got a big audience, doesn't it? Let's get started. The pleasure is all mine. Our protagonist advances towards him very quickly, and obviously, Margrave Turried Cetus is impressed, but easily with Bebu, he manages to fend off the attack, aiming for the neck from the start. Aren't you? Looks like you're used to real combat. I knew you'd block it, obviously. He continues with a sequence of very fast attack, but Margrave Turried Cetus manages to fend them all off. That's not refined at all. You look like one of those disorganized mercenaries. You'll have to improve that when you join our Order of Knights. Now I can see what kind of relationship you two had in your past life. What did you say about mercenaries? Now that old man has really crossed the line. Let's see how you deal with this clumsy mercenary then. So, everyone, we've come to the end of another video. If you enjoyed it as much as I did, don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and, of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any new content, and activate the bell to receive first-hand notifications. Remember that members watch the videos unannounced and have early access to the videos. Until the next video, and thanks.
Kim Jin-woo wasn't going to lose to a single blow. However, he was shocked when the attack took a completely disconnected turn. The protagonist, Aiden, using the skills of the mercenary King's Grima, discovered the knight's technique. Damn, what's that? Kim Jin-woo had to rush to dodge the blow, otherwise he would be hit. Aiden was happy to use the skills from his past life, while the guards were completely impressed. Now it was Aiden who was leading, and everyone began to believe the rumor that he had killed a troll, something they hadn't fully believed before. Aiden's father thought, even though he's tired and taking a big penalty, he's a master swordsman. It's reasonable to say that my son is defending himself well against Kim Jin-woo. Kim Jin-woo, who was confident that he had escaped the attack, became desperate again when he realized that Aiden's fencing was very strange. He thought, chaotic, but he's hitting the vital points with precision. Intriguing indeed. I want to take this guy with me now. Aiden was paying attention to the attack coming towards his face and managed to dodge it just barely. If the attack hit him, it would be the end. Aiden thought, he only swung his sword to get rid of my attack. If he'd tried to block, he'd have been shredded. After this attack, Aiden retreated a little. You're using an interesting sword technique. If that's all you've got, you can't beat me. Aiden then replied, Kim Jinwoo, I'm tired, but I'm still standing. Please continue the fight, you never disappoint me. My eyes are very sharp for people like you. I'm already welcoming you to my order of knights in advance. I thank you in advance for the sword. The two stared at each other for a brief moment until Aiden simply disappeared, moving so quickly that Kim Jinwoo was startled. He can move that fast? It didn't look like it before. So you were hiding your abilities. Looks like I've been tricked, thought Kim Jinwoo, as Aiden made a very quick cut on his shoulder. The cut, as well as tearing his clothes, made Kim Jinwoo bleed. Thank you, Kim Jinwoo. I'll put your sword to good use. The guards were impressed, as they couldn't even see what had happened. Everyone started celebrating, and Aiden's father was surprised. Everyone was celebrating the fact that he had finally become a dragon slayer. I wasn't bothered about wearing the ring. Bothered? Why should I be? You seem more suited to the underworld than as a hero. Oh, you're worried about that? Shall I take another holy potion so you can feel a little pain? Oh no, I think you're a hero all right. A bit of a cheat, but a hero. Oh, come on. And then Kim Jinwoo approached. As expected, you didn't let me down, luring me into complacency and hiding your abilities. You're not a weak opponent, it was just luck, sir. The demon continued. Ah, pretending to be humble? You're quite tricky, huh? Aiden looked at the wound he had made and thought, damn, I thought it would be deeper. I only made a small scratch on it. As promised, now my sword is yours. And Aiden took the sword, saying, thank you, sir. I'll take good care of it. But in his mind, he thought, at last, a real big prize. The demon said, your expressions are very coarse cheat. Oh damn, you're so noisy. That same night, in his room, Aiden was analyzing Beelzebub. Indeed, it is a legendary sword. Congratulations, Dragon Slayer. What happened to the guy who was calling me a cheat all afternoon? The demon started laughing. It's just that you don't know how to use that sword properly. Aiden stared at him. What do you mean the right way? I know the secret of legendary swords that humans don't know. Aiden was furious. What? Damn it. Tell me what this secret is. I won't tell you, unless you swear to serve me as king and never drink a holy potion again. Maybe I will, but Aiden poured his blood on the blade of the sword, and the crystal on it began to glow. A system screen appeared. You have made a blood pact. What? How do you know? Aiden, all pride, said, your subordinates used black swords, remember? Do you think I wouldn't know that? It was explained that Beelzebub is one of the 72 legendary swords. The 72 swords look like simple, sturdy blades on the surface, but they are actually created from the bodies of the lords of hell who ruled the ancient underworld. It was only revealed many years later that they were cursed swords, and each of these swords harbors the power of a different hell lord. Aiden thought, and one of the 3 conditions for awakening their hidden power is a blood pact. The demon, all sad, said, oh, it's so frustrating. I could have gotten the upper hand the first time. Serve you like a king? You're dead, demon. Get ready to drink another holy potion. No, Dragon Slayer, please don't. Meanwhile, Aiden was thinking, and the second condition for awakening the sword, but the scene cut to the next day early in the morning. Aiden's father was in his office writing some things down. Aiden was standing in front of his father, waiting to speak. So, you're saying you're going to join Kim Jinwoo's search party? Yes, Dad. Aiden, I know you're strong, but this search will be very dangerous. It's a place incomparable to Demon Mountain. It's difficult for me to grant this permission, but I'm going with Lord Kim Jinwoo, and he'll keep me safe, won't he? I agree. Don't worry, Fried. I'll guarantee your son's safety, no matter what. All right, son, but this is no picnic. I understand, Dad, but this investigation is for the security of our territory. If it's for our territory, I want to go too. Ah, Fried, come on, let the boy go. You have to support your own son, don't you? Ah, Kim, but he's my son. Meanwhile, Aiden was thinking and very happy about Kim Jinwoo saying that. Nice words, Kim Jinwoo. In my previous life, I was useless, but now I'm proving my worth. However, the demon in his head said, I think you're just doing this to awaken Beelzebub, aren't you? And Aiden replied, well, aren't I doing it right? The second condition for awakening the sword is to absorb a huge amount of life energy and defeat monsters. I can get that energy. Oh, how delightful. Wait for me, monsters. The demon then commented, this is the first time I felt sorry for monsters. Meanwhile, in the Pyron Mountains, a great tremor was taking place, and several monsters were fleeing. Even hobgoblins were running from whatever was making everything shake. In the next scene, early in the morning, Aiden and Kim Jinwoo's team were already arriving looking at the place. Aiden thought, this is Attila's fortress, built to keep the demonic beasts away from Pyron Mountain? Is this really what this place looks like? The facilities and the soldiers are all a mess. At this rate, I don't think those guards there will be able to kill a single goblin. How are they keeping the monsters out of here? Until someone arrived to welcome them. Hello, I'm Dasvault Timon, the head of Attila Fortress. Welcome our distinguished guests, Master of the Sword, Margrave, and the famous Master Troll, young Master Aiden. Meanwhile, people began to gossip. Why are they calling him a troll? Maybe because he's ugly like a troll, or maybe because he redeemed himself and killed a troll. People didn't know for sure. Ah, those bastards. Lo, relax, said Aiden. The demon whispered in his ear. Ah, Dragonslayer, how unusual of you to remain calm after hearing such gossip. I swore you were going to lose it. Aiden replied, fighting won't help anything, and I've heard it so many times that it doesn't even annoy me anymore. But gee, why is the air so fresh here? There are so many insects in this place, and they're making a lot of noise. Don't you think so, Mr. Timon? Don't you think there are too many insects here? Oh, yes, of course. The air here on this mountain is very fresh. The guards realized that when he said insect, he was referring to them, and they all got nervous. Aiden thought, this man knows how to play dumb, doesn't he? And Dasvault Timon continued to introduce them to Attila Fortress. There have been reports of monster attacks in every territory. Has anything happened here? There's no need for Attila Fortress to worry about monsters. Living right in front of the fortress, you're saying there's no danger here? Yes, of course, because the orcs have settled in the middle of the mountain range. Maybe it's because of the orcs that the monsters don't come down to the territory. They're afraid of the orcs. Aiden thought, what? Monsters keeping their distance from other monsters? What kind of thing is that? Until the demon warned Aiden, ah, Dragonslayer, there's something gigantic coming your way. Giant thing? What's that? I don't see anything. Until he took a closer look and saw what it was, becoming very frightened. Viscount Timon, monsters are approaching. We need to close the gates now. What? Monsters? Ah, young master, your jokes have gone too far. Monsters, close the gates now, Margrave, even you. What's going on? Until he began to feel a tremor. It looks like a horde of monsters, and everyone saw goblins, wolves, and hobgoblins running towards the fortress. The guards were very frightened because they had never faced anything like this. It seemed as if they had never faced real monsters. And the Count was also another good-for-nothing who didn't know what to do or how to command his own men, until Kim Jinwoo had to shout to everyone, what are you waiting for? Close the gates first. The guards began to follow Kim Jinwoo's orders and desperately closed the gates, but the monsters were already too close. Just as the gate closed, a wolf got through and charged at the first guard it saw. The poor guy was already terrified, but Aiden managed to save him. Aiden then looked at his sword, Beelzebub. I don't think this blood is enough to make a difference, but even so, the sword managed to drain the monster's blood. The guards began to comment that he was emanating an aura from his sword, and that perhaps the rumors that he had killed a troll really were true. Look, the Master Troll Slayer really is very good, isn't he? Shut up, demon. Why are you so rude to me, huh? Because you're disgusting. The guard that Aiden had saved then bowed to him and thanked him for saving his life, but Aiden was embarrassed, replying, instead of thanking me, take a sword and protect the fortress. Ah, young master, are you all right? Lo observed the situation. When he looked at the gate, Aiden saw that it was packed with monsters everywhere. Really, that's a lot of monsters. From now on, you'll be my snack of the day. What did you say, Master Beelzebub? You want to taste them too, don't you? Oh damn, what am I talking about? I guess the Dragonslayer King can't help himself. Can he? Beelzebub? It's the sword of gluttony. It triggers those instincts in you. I enjoyed hearing your true feelings. Ah, what the hell? I'll have to be careful with that sword from now on. But since I'm here to awaken Beelzebub, I'm going to devour all this vital energy with great vigor. Aiden then said to Kim Jinwoo, I'll help you clean up the monsters a bit. Margrave, no, please. I'll take care of it. Master, please get some rest. Aiden was desperate because he really wanted to strengthen his sword, but Kim Jinwoo didn't even listen to him. He made a great leap and Aiden screamed in despair. As he jumped, Kim Jinwoo was already heading out of the fortress, carrying a very powerful attack. I think I'm going to clear it all at once. said Kim Jinwoo. The guards were impressed by Kim Jinwoo's blade aura, something that only a master swordsman can do. Ah, Kim Jinwoo, please only half. Leave only half, for God's sake. A third will do. But Kim Jinwoo just swept through all the monsters with ease and was all excited, killing everything in his path. When all the monsters were dead, Kim Jinwoo said, "It's been so long since I used all my strength like this. It's great." Aiden thought, "Damn, why did I come here? Thanks to you too. Thanks to you, we repelled the monsters from the fortress," said Dasvault Taimon, until the demon whispered in Aiden's ear, "Hey, Dragon Slayer, what, are you going to tease me again?" "No, what I was saying was that it wasn't a horde of monsters." "What do you mean, demon? Be more specific." "The giant thing I mentioned wasn't the horde of monsters." Aiden was shocked to hear this. If it wasn't a horde of monsters, then what was it? Suddenly, he saw a huge fireball coming towards the fortress. "Everyone, get down now." But perhaps it was too late for the warning, as the guards were taken by surprise by the fireball, a large-scale fire spell. "Are we facing a wizard?" "No, not a wizard," said the demon. "Aiden, you know what this creature is, don't you? A fire spell on Piran's mountain. It has to be that creature from my past life. Because of that thing, I barely made it back from hell in my previous life. How can I forget that damned creature? You in hell? Don't be ridiculous." Until he saw something holding a staff with rattles on the end, which made a noise. "Why are they all together?" And then Aiden spotted an even larger horde of monsters, much more powerful. This included at least 4 trolls, and the rest was an army made up of orcs. How did the trolls and orcs of Piran's mountain join forces? Weren't they fighting each other? Kim Jinwoo already took the lead and said, "Aiden, I'll be right back." But Aiden replied, No, it's too much for you to handle alone, Margrave." "Are you saying it's too much for me to handle? Look behind that horde." Aiden and the group spotted the creature holding that staff, and it was wearing a hood over its head. Ah, what could this creature be? A monster with magical power and strength comparable to that of a sword master? Is it an elite troll? Aiden immediately warned, "Mr. Taimon, evacuate the people from here immediately. I can buy some time, there's still a chance we can win." "Marquis, how can you deal with that creature?" "Lo, lead the soldiers and keep those creatures as far away as possible." "Yes, sir," replied Lo, running to the front line. "What are you thinking, Aiden? An elite troll alone is comparable to a sword master. You know you can't handle that, don't you?" "Yes, of course I do." The moment he created an army, it became even more difficult to defeat him. Even if you take him on alone, you won't last long. But there is a way for everyone here to survive. Since we only have a short time, I'll explain it quickly. While the guards and Lo struggled to distract the monsters, Aiden explained his plan. What you just said is ridiculous. If the Marquis leaves now, this place will be in ruins in 30 minutes. And just as he said that, another fireball hit the fortress. "Aiden, did you realize how absurd your words were just now?" "Yes, I did, but this is the only way out and we don't have time. Trust me, just this once." Dasvault Taimon began to remember the things Aiden had already done and said, "As expected, how can I not want you for my order of knights?" "Okay, I'll trust you, but you already know, don't you? If you're wrong, you'll have to join my order of knights." Aiden thought, as expected from someone obsessed with gambling. "Okay, we have a deal." Kim Jinwoo then leapt into the middle of the forest, and the demon spoke. "There's only one elite troll in this world. How can you be sure it's the same one you met in your past life? You know how many orcs and trolls there are, don't you? However, the only one who could subdue the orcs and command them is this creature. But that was also thanks to very strange methods." Meanwhile, the trolls were slaughtering the fortress guards, but Lo was on his way. He alone managed to behead a troll, and Aiden thought, looks like Lo's gotten strong enough to kill trolls, doesn't he? I guess the herbs I gave him really work. It seems that this peculiar method of yours really worked, but I'm sure that these trolls aren't normal trolls and can't die so easily. There's a reason why the trolls led by this troll are called the Immortal Army. Then they saw the elite troll conjuring a spell. As the guards celebrated having killed a troll, a chain of flames stuck to the neck of the decapitated troll, and the severed head simply rejoined the body. He looked much angrier than before. This damned elite troll can revive other trolls continuously. Normally, it would take an hour of a sword master's blade or an archmage's spell to completely annihilate them, but I have an even better method. My little baby, you must be very hungry, aren't you? You missed your meal, but you'll have one now. I'll give you lots of trolls to eat." The demon commented, "Ah, Beelzebub, you must be having a hard time right now. Lo, until then, had been holding back part of the army by himself. After my poison, the herbs the young master gave me, I think I'm strong enough, but this is complete insanity. And I haven't even rewarded my young master for it yet, and I'm already going to die here. As the troll's punch was coming towards him, Lo thought, sorry, young master. You did a good job, Lo, said Aiden, who was standing over the head of one of the trolls with his sword ready. Aiden then plunged the sword into the troll's head. Master, be careful. Even if you decapitate him, he'll revive. All right, Beelzebub, it's mealtime. I may not have the power of a master swordsman or an archmage, but I now have the gluttony of Beelzebub. And Beelzebub began to suck all the life energy out of the troll, who fell dry on the ground. Aiden simply wiped Beelzebub, now without a drop of blood, after she had sucked out all the troll's life energy. When I do that, the target is completely obliterated. The elite troll was extremely frightened by what he had just seen. Trolls are really delicious, aren't they? Just one of them has energy and strength equivalent to dozens of wolves. Aiden glared at the rest of the army. Could it be that these orcs are just as delicious? Beelzebub, you want to try it too, don't you? Ah, the fourth troll, and it's still not enough, he said as he positioned himself over the corpse of another troll. These trolls are really full inside, aren't they? Is it their season? No matter how many I devour, I always seem to want more, don't I? Beelzebub. The other trolls, including the elite troll, were very scared and nervous about what they were seeing. The elite troll then invoked that same spell again, throwing fireballs towards Aiden, but he ran quickly, dodging them all. Looks like I made that troll pretty mad. The demon commented, instead of running like a coward, maybe you should face him properly. Dragon Slayer King? In my previous life, I would have done that, but right now, running is the only option. If he hits me with that, I'll be barbecued. And I also need to hold things together until the Marquis returns. Hey, Dragon Slayer, over you. An orc tried to hit him with an axe, but Aiden managed to dodge in time. Ah, those damn orcs are so annoying. But, Dragon Slayer, why aren't you absorbing the orcs too? They also have considerable life energy. It's because I'll have a use for them in the future. If our dear Marquis arrives at the right time, not killing the orcs will actually be much more beneficial. Until then, I just need to hold them off somehow. As Aiden said this, another fireball came towards him. Damn, fire magic again? While the troll was concentrating on the spell to hit Aiden, he managed to dodge it by jumping too high. That bastard is burning everything, friend or foe. If I didn't have the speed ring, I'd be grilled by now. But let me tell you something, can you dodge while you're in the air? How do you plan to get out of this next attack alive? Huh, what? Oh shit, you're right. I can't die in a place like this. The fireball was about to hit Aiden when the Marquis Blade Aura arrived just in time, slicing the fireball in half. You managed to hold on very well, Aiden. You really put the fire out all at once, didn't you? Aiden thought, as expected of a master swordsman. He's very fast, and to think he traveled such a long distance in such a short time. Looking at it that way, it looks like things went very well. The elite troll was wondering who that powerful man was. Who is this Marquis, and why is he so powerful? The orcs were extremely impressed by what they had just witnessed. It looks like the tables have turned, doesn't it, you filthy troll? The demon remarked, hey, you're falling. What the hell? Shit, until an orc himself jumped in to save Aiden from imminent death. Thanks, I guess. But the orcs simply ignored Aiden and walked away, leaving the other orcs emotional and nervous. The guards wondered why that orc had just saved Aiden. The orc, in his own language, apologized to his people for not being able to protect them, but said that now was the time for them to take revenge on the trolls. When the orcs went on the attack, the trolls didn't understand the situation, and the guards were even more confused by the turn of events. The demon said to Aiden, it turned out exactly as you expected, didn't it? I told you, didn't I? That's exactly why that elite troll managed to control the orcs. They used the orcs' loyalty to the tribe and the chief against themselves, taking the chief and the children hostage to control them. But what if the hostages were released? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's why I didn't kill the orcs. Meanwhile, the troll, in his language, was saying that his plan had been completely ruined. Suddenly, the Marquis appeared with his sword shrouded in aura, ready to finish off the elite troll. The Marquis thought, defending himself using fire magic, really an entity on the same level as a swordmaster, as Aiden said. If I had gone alone, I wouldn't have been able to win, but now we have the numerical advantage. Until the orc chief appeared and snatched the hand of the elite troll. And if we have another swordmaster on our side, it makes it much easier. The elite troll screamed in pain as his hand was ripped off. Enough of your screaming. Die quietly, said the Marquis. The elite troll, in his tongue, muttered that he couldn't die like that, in such a meaningless way, and that he would never forgive the humans for killing his parents. With that, he used his last spell, becoming extremely angry. What's happening now? This mana flow is very strange, thought Aiden. The elite troll decided to use all his remaining mana to blow up his own body and take all his enemies with him to their deaths. The Margrave realized that he wouldn't be able to stop it on his own, and not even the knights could withstand those flames. Run, everyone, he's going to explode. Oh, what are you doing, Aiden? Shouted the Marquis, seeing Aiden running towards the elite troll. Aiden, get back, you're going to die in there. But Aiden just gave a psychopathic grin, jumping with his sword raised towards the elite troll's belly. The final blow will be mine, he declared. In the last few moments, Aiden managed to drive his sword into the elite troll's belly, starting to suck out all the mana and life energy. Time for the main course, Beelzebub, said Aiden, as the power of the flames merged with Beelzebub's power. Even so, the power emanating was overwhelming, and the Marquis wondered what the hell was going on and how Aiden was resisting such an intense mana blast. Does Aiden have a plan again? Thought the Marquis. As Aiden sucked in the life energy, he realized something was wrong. This life force and mana are in much greater quantities than I expected. I don't think Beelzebub can hold it all. Just a little more, a little more. The crystal on Beelzebub's sword began to glow intensely, as if it were full of power. Damn it, I need your help. How can you use me for something like this? Huh? If you promise not to drink sacred potions for a week, I'll help you. Okay, deal done. Show up soon. The sword had already absorbed more than enough life energy. Now, the final condition for finally awakening Beelzebub is to infuse demonic energy to awaken the corrupted lord who lies dormant in the sword. I'll use a spell for that. Awaken Beelzebub, the lord of gluttony. Inside the sword, several streams of demonic energy began to merge with it. Demonic energy, it's been so long. I am the will of the Lord of Gluttony, the one who tried to devour even the heavens. Who dares to awaken me? Oh, what, Lord of Hell? Enough chat, just hand over your authority. When I regain consciousness, I'll see you. Will it work or not? Meanwhile, Aiden was thinking, the Lord of Hell defeated all the corrupted lords and became ruler of the underworld. No wonder even Beelzebub is afraid of him. You could be useful like that too, couldn't you, cursed creature? Just keep your promise, will you, Dragon Slayer King? Of course I will. Aiden was taking the brunt of all the power being exhaled. Beelzebub, devour. Beelzebub's great mouth began to devour all the mana around it, and not only the mana, but also the elite troll was sucked into Beelzebub. Meanwhile, the others held on so as not to be swept away by the overwhelming force. Guys, hold on. Become my force. The elite troll used all his strength to resist, but after a while, all that was left was the clear blue sky. Ah, it stopped. Hey, where did that elite troll go? Ah, it's over. We're safe now, Aiden thought. So this is the true power of the authority of the Lord of Gluttony. All that life force and mana. Damn, I think I've eaten too much. The demon was ready to mock Aiden. It's your fault for trying to eat it all. I knew it would happen. No matter how strong you are, power used in excess becomes a poison. Hey, Dragon Slayer, as unfortunate as you are, you're going to have to give up some. No way. I'll absorb it all. It doesn't matter. But while Aiden was holding back the vomit, he looked down and thought, what is that? The demon replied, it's a phoenix. No wonder the elite troll was using fire magic. So this thing was consumed by the troll and went into a coma. This species is as rare as a dragon. How did it get here? Wait a minute, if I eat this, will I be able to use fire magic? Didn't you say you were about to throw up? That's true, but if I'm able to use fire magic, that's a completely different story. Watching you makes me realize how reckless human belief can be. Here I come. But suddenly, the Marquis arrived and slapped Aiden on the back, at which point he simply put it all out there, on top of the phoenix egg. Well done for being so eager. Oh, Aiden, are you alright? Calm down, isn't that a phoenix you're vomiting on? How come such a rare creature is here? Meanwhile, Aiden was thinking, After vomiting up my mana and life force, I need to eat the phoenix. But as he said this, the phoenix egg began to crack, and Aiden exclaimed, "Damn!" A small phoenix came out of the egg. It's a small phoenix, but it's still a phoenix. All the guards were amazed to see a legendary phoenix, and even the Marquis was moved by the scene. But Aiden was thinking, all because of that damned old man. I missed a once-in-a-lifetime chance to devour a phoenix. However, the phoenix simply landed on Aiden's head, leaving everyone stunned. Why is it sitting on my head? Thought Aiden. Suddenly, a great flaming aura began to travel through his body, and everyone became worried, thinking that he was being burned alive. Damn it, does the phoenix know that I tried to eat it and is trying to burn me now? Ah, but wait a minute, that fire isn't hot. The demon explained, that's a blessing from the phoenix, which gives high resistance to any kind of fire. Since she was resurrected by the mana you spewed, she probably sees you as her savior. Fire resistance, huh? That'll be very useful against that enemy. Suddenly, several of the phoenix's feathers began to fall, and it flew away. Are you okay? It was on fire just now. Oh yes, I'm perfectly fine. In fact, ever since I met you, I've been experiencing the most unbelievable things in my life, one after the other. In fact, I'm as scared as you are. It's the first time this has happened to me. But suddenly, the leader of the orcs began to approach them. Aren't you the head of the orc tribe? What are you still doing here? The orc, speaking in the language of humans, replied that he had broken his oath and had to pay the price. He simply asked for his head to be cut off, as the price for breaking an oath was death. Aiden, not understanding anything, approached the Marquis and asked, "Oath? What oath?" It was then that Aiden learned about the orc's oath. Long ago, the head of the Remes family and the orc chief fought a duel over that land. The orc chief lost the duel and swore to return to the mountains and never come down again. Since then, the orcs have settled in the mountains and protected the land. So that's why the orcs settled in the mountains, isn't it? Orcs are a race that values oaths more than their own lives, thought Aiden. My head will be enough. Please forgive my clan. I beg you. The Marquis replied, I don't need your head in particular. You can go back, go. But the orc insisted, the oath of the ancestors, I have to pay the price for breaking it. Aiden thought, oh, what a noisy orc. Do I just kill him? Ah, but still, the orcs are protecting our territory, so I have to be patient. But wait a minute. How about paying with something other than your head? The orc didn't understand anything, but the next scene was the next day, in the fortress itself. I'm not sure what I'm seeing now. Is that a compliment? Thank you very much. Then we see an orc carrying a load of stuff along with the fortress guards, and the guards are thinking, how are these orcs so strong? Humans and orcs working together. Normally it would take months, but with the help of the orcs, it's possible to finish the renovation in a week. The orcs protect their boss's life and we get free labor. It's a win-win situation, isn't it? As expected, I've never been able to understand you. It's like talking to a dragon that lived hundreds of years ago. By the way, I think we should leave the subject and move on to the subject of the Tower of Carnage. We've seen that even monsters from the Lost Lands have appeared. It's beyond our control, isn't it? I understand, said Aiden, but in thought he added, I already got what I wanted, so it's not my problem. I came here to awaken Beelzebub, and I even got a blessing from a phoenix. Now, I think I should quietly go back to my land and train some more, don't you? But when he returned to his homeland, everyone was thanking him, throwing wreaths and petals in the air, and all saying, long live the master troll. People started gossiping again, but this time in a positive way. In fact, they started talking about how he defeated the monsters with just one hand. The guy's amazing. It sounds like this praise you're getting is from a real hero, not a mercenary, right? Aiden thought, hero, huh? Anyway, I was actually planning to train in silence this time. Changing the scene, Aiden went to Cassie's lab. So, there's no way to fix it? Oh, I'm sorry, but it's not possible right now. It seems that the mana syndrome in my body was more serious than I imagined. We need a much more delicate medicine than the one we used to treat your cute knight. And how much would that medicine cost? I can pay any amount. It's not about the money. We need an alchemist skilled enough to create the high-quality elixir, and such an alchemist would probably only be found at the Imperial Court. Still, I'm grateful to you, young master. If I had stayed there, I would have died after spending my life just looking for a cure. So, is it possible if we have the alchemist? Young master, didn't you hear? The alchemist has to be. Relax, I know someone. Don't worry, Just wait here and I'll bring him back to you. Cassie began to think to herself. Suddenly, he came to me and offered to tell me how to cure mana vein syndrome, even providing funds for the research. First came doubt, then acceptance. Knowing that my body wouldn't last long, I had no choice but to accept his offer. But the third thing that came was despair. I was devastated by the fact that the method for healing my body was incredibly difficult. Until now, the humans I'd met had warm words but very cold actions. But this man I met is the opposite, cold words and very warm actions. It's been a while since my body felt such warmth. Young master, that's interesting. I'll ask you to bring me a skilled alchemist then. After all, my research is perfect. As he left her office, Aiden walked through the corridors and reflected, I'm keeping a promise. Promises are very important to mercenaries. Everyone knows that. I was already planning to visit that alchemist soon anyway. It's just that this person doesn't have much time left. 3 days later, in the city of Markel, there seemed to be a fair going on, selling fruit, wolfskins, lots of things, and Aiden was there, in disguise, thinking, the largest free trade city in the Empire, Marlin, was a very lively city until recently. The demon was curious and asked, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? A vibrant city where you could feel that everyone was working hard all the time. I'm talking about my past life because it disappeared completely after a dragon wiped out everything around here. Do you think I'm the only one who feels a bit awkward about this situation? But then, Dragon Slayer, where's that skilled alchemist you mentioned? I'm trying to go there, but you won't stay silent. Wow, that's thick. Meanwhile, in one of the alleyways on the outskirts of the city of Marlin, in the slum area, a tough, big guy, along with several members of his gang, were surrounding a small man. They intimidated him, asking about today's production. No matter how fast I work, the least amount of time it will take is a week. Suddenly, you're asking me to make twice as many of these high-quality elixirs. The guy from the gang said it wasn't his problem and threatened that if he didn't bring the product tomorrow, he'd be in serious trouble. Fraud, extortion, threats. For those who suffer from it, we offer solutions. The short guy asked, who is this guy? He already sent one of the gang to take care of the newcomer. The henchman approached Aiden, trying to intimidate him, but Aiden simply asked, don't you know who I am? The henchman completely ignored the question and just told Aiden to get lost. Hey, mister, are you suffering from fraud, extortion, or threats? I have the solution. The bald man was furious at being ignored and prepared a punch in Aiden's direction, but Aiden smoothly blew the guy away. Obviously, everyone was impressed by this. After throwing the punch, Aiden simply said, please stand back. I can't see my client. But there was someone else hiding in the shadows who came at Aiden. It was a fat guy with a sword, but Aiden easily dodged all his attacks. He bent down, grabbed the fat guy's pants, and revealed that he was wearing teddy bear underwear. The guy was furious and called Aiden a troll head, which made Aiden very angry. Even the demon got scared of that. The fat man started bragging, saying that he was Cerberus, Markel's greatest predator, and that he was going to finish Aiden off. But Aiden summoned his sword aura and simply shattered poor Cerberus' sword. Cerberus was so shocked that he couldn't speak properly and began to stutter. But Aiden had his sword ready. You called me a troll face? I think your precious eyes need fixing. Huh? Comparing me to a troll? You're lucky I can finish you off so easily. Poor Cerberus was all banged up in front of Aiden, and the demon commented, now you've got me scared. To be honest, you're the first person I've seen use Beelzebub like that. The other henchman was terrified, asking, what's the Duke's son doing in this slum? Aiden then turned to the alchemist. So, sir, do you need my services? I offer a very reasonable price. The alchemist thought, a swordsman with an aura like that is offering me help, and for a low price? He's gonna ask for something big later, isn't he? Can I trust him? Not that I have any other choice. Please help me. Aiden began to explain that Joseph was a renowned alchemist in the underworld of Markel City, until his daughter was kidnapped by the Cerberus Guild, a criminal organization. Obviously, he had no way of fighting it, and the criminal said he would have to produce an elixir pill once a week to protect his daughter. Protect? No, not kill. Joseph was very frustrated, but he couldn't do anything about it. In my previous life, Joseph made these pills for years, but when he found out that his daughter had already died, he hired me to take revenge. Soon after that, he died too. But in this life, it's not too late. I'll give you whatever you want. Please, just save my daughter. But of course, my lord. But remember, you must keep your word and give me everything I want. The demon commented, I think Beelzebub has found the first person who has more gluttony than him. What do you mean? It's a fair deal, isn't it? Hey, you, where do you think you're going? The guy realized that, unfortunately, he had been noticed. It's you. Do you think I spared you for no reason? I have a few questions, but I doubt you'll answer them willingly. So let's get down to business. Desperate, the man said he would answer. The next scene takes place at the headquarters of the Cerberus Guild, in the office of the guild leader, who was holding 2 pills made by Joseph. This time, we should make a good profit. The guild leader, Zank, was thinking of taking one of the pills, since they were good for the body. Suddenly, someone opened the door. Who dares come into my room without knocking? Oh, look, it's you. I've brought Joseph's pills. But what happened to your face, boy? Ah, I found you. Who are you? Is it you who did this to my guild member's face? I don't know what you want, but going into a tiger's den like that, you're very stupid. Zank had something under the table and thought, I have an emergency alarm artifact. If I channel my mana into it, my men will be here soon. I don't need to worry. But after a while, nothing happened. In fact, the whole guild was silent. Damn, why hasn't anyone come so far? Did the artifact break? Aiden slowly approached him. Ah, is there someone out there? Is there an intruder? Let me guess, you're trying to talk to your guild members, aren't you? Well, I'll tell you, I arrived here a while ago, and everyone seemed to be fast asleep. But you're not gonna sleep that easily. Where's Joseph's daughter? So, you're a mercenary hired by Joseph? Don't regret it after trying to eliminate me, because I'm the strongest in the guild. Zank used his mana to wrap his fist around Aiden and took off. In the next scene, Zank was obediently opening the cell where the girl was being held. She's here. You locked up a little girl in a place like this. Really, you're shit people. But Aiden noticed that the child was not ordinary. She seemed calm, but in a few seconds she flew at the fat man, knocking him away. I'm going to kill you. Aiden thought, this girl is really good. Even though I left the guy beaten up, that's admirable. Even the demon commented, that child is using an interesting power. As she tried to hit Aiden, he dodged all her attacks. What do you mean, interesting, demon? Yes, actually, it's a power of someone I know, who is very annoying. Aiden thought, okay, that's none of my business. My goal is just to save her and get her back to Joseph. Take me back to my dad. I want to go to my father's house. Okay, let's go there. Oh, my dad. Can I go to Joseph's? I mean, your father asked me to save you. Now let's go home. Can I really go to my dad's? Of course, let's go. Until she finally gave in and hugged Aiden, starting to cry, saying how much she missed her father. Staying here must have been scary, huh? Well, you're all right now. I'm going to take you to your father. The demon commented, I didn't know you had all that sympathy. It's a child, demon. Who do you think I am? A monster? I don't know. You just look a bit different from your past life. I don't know. In the next scene, the girl was already running into her house again, and finally she and her father hugged. That scene was so cute. Please mark this moment. Send a cute, and I'll give it a heart. Joseph, the girl's father, apologized deeply to her. Aiden just stood there, proud of what he had done. When Ellis, the girl's name, which had not yet been mentioned, was put to bed, Aiden and Joseph started talking business. Thank you very, very much. But it's not over yet. Now comes the most important part, solving what my client wants. Of course, I'll compensate you for that. How much do you want? Client? How much do you think your daughter's life is worth? Well, for me, she's more precious than my own life. If it's money, I'd pay for her whole life. But if it's not that, what do you want? I have plenty of money. There's something else I want from you. I want your alchemy skills. That's exactly what I need right now. An alchemist with skills as meticulous as yours. I see. So you helped me because you knew about my alchemy skills, didn't you? But once you've received help, you must pay the price. Joseph showed Aiden the pill he was making. Yeah, that's exactly what I saw in my previous life. This is the highest quality elixir I've ever made in my life. Try it. I made it with all my skill. Oh, can I really? Of course, it's part of my payment. The demon commented, please, Dragon Slayer, that slime of yours is disgusting. You're saying that because you've never tasted this elixir. If you just drank it, and then a lot of mana began to flow through Aiden's body. As expected, high quality. This is incredible. I consumed just one elixir pill and my mana capacity doubled. It's excellent, no comparison. Oh yeah? So, in return, I'm gonna keep making elixirs for you. In fact, why don't you join our Duke's household instead? If you agree, your daughter will have the greatest protection in the entire duchy. What, Duke's house? Actually, who are you? Huh. I apologize for my late introduction. I am the eldest son of the Remes family. My name is Aiden Hees. Aiden Hees? Aren't you the troll prince? What brings a young master of the Duke's house to such a humble place? It's an urgent matter that I need your help with. If you can help me solve the problem, our Duke's house will protect your family for life. Isn't that a good offer? Oh yes, it is. But what exactly is the problem I need to solve? In the next scene, late at night, Aiden was in Kat's laboratory. This is the most serious case of mana syndrome I've ever seen. You'd have been dead a long time ago if it hadn't been for the strength of your race. Oh, of course, yes, I can make the medicine that way. The problem is the ingredients. With the money we have, we can get them, can't we? Well, those aren't just any ingredients. They really are impossible to get here. It says that mana syndrome is when the mana channels freeze, and according to this method, we need something with very strong fire attribute mana. And how do we get extreme fire attribute mana? Oh, that sort of thing can be obtained from a dragon's heart or a phoenix feather. But how can we find such legendary creatures so easily? I don't think there's any way to avoid my death, but I appreciate the help. Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about something like this? Aiden took a phoenix feather out of his pocket. This feather here, I have one. The two of them were completely shocked, wondering how he had it. Oh, I got it from a phoenix that dropped it. Okay, let's stop fooling around. With this, it's definite. It's possible. Give me 2 days and I'll make the medicine. Kat, watching all this in the background, let out a tear until someone knocked on the door. Ah, young Master Aiden, are you there? Hi, Philip, what's the matter this time? Duke Fried is looking for you. Aiden thought, that's right, I disappeared without saying a word. In the next scene, Aiden is in Duke Fried's office. I heard you went to Markel this time, didn't you? Oh yes, I went there on business. Sorry, Dad. I should have warned you before I left. I didn't call you here to scold you. Don't worry. Ah, so why did you call me? We received an invitation to the Imperial Banquet, celebrating the Crown Prince's next birthday, and I want you to go this time. What, me at the Imperial Banquet? Isn't it Carl who usually goes to these events? It's true, but he refused to attend, saying he has to attend to his knights. Besides, there are a lot of people who want to meet you, my son. But I'm busy too. But actually, Dad, this is birthday number 450, isn't it? That's right, my son. You have to attend this banquet, no matter how much you don't like it. Okay, Dad, I'll go. I guess I have no choice, since Carl's busy, right? I'm going to this banquet, thinking of it as a public appearance, you know? I understand, my son. Make a good decision and be careful on your trip. Later, as he walked through the corridors, Aiden reflected. The demon, as usual, spoke in his ear. Ah, Dragon Slayer, what reason do you have to attend the Imperial Banquet? It's just that a great event is going to take place at this year's Imperial Banquet. The Black Magicians attack on the capital. And at the center of it all is the Queen of the Black Mages, the Silver Witch. I must bring this woman to my side, that's for sure. But don't you despise black magicians? Why are you trying to ally yourself with her? Because, unlike the radical and heretical group of black magicians called Chaos, she is the leader of a very moderate faction, the Fire of Florence. Even though I broke up with her in my previous life, I want this time to be different. The scene then shows a flashback of Aiden, facing the witch surrounded by flames. Mercenary Aiden, if we had met differently, we could have become very close. Aiden thinks, it's a shame I couldn't purify that corrupted black magic, and I couldn't restore Florence's will either. In the next scene, Aiden is already on his way to the banquet. Do we really need such a large entourage just to go to the Imperial Palace for a birthday banquet? The size of the escort represents the power of the family, my lord. It's inevitable for the sake of the Duke's reputation. By the way, sir, why are we doing all this detouring with the carriage? Do you have a specific reason for passing through this village? I just wanted to take a quieter ride, Aiden replies, but in thought he adds, that's what I said, but I actually wanted to get more of Joseph's high-quality elixirs. But there's a problem. In fact, even if I wanted to make high-quality elixirs now, I can't do it. We need spirit tears, which come from tree spirits, as an ingredient. These spirits are in danger of extinction. It's hard to even find traces of them. Imagine the tears. Yeah, I've never seen an entity either. I don't know much about them, but that guy certainly does. Well, I'm going to buy a present while I'm here. You all go ahead. I need to stop by somewhere quickly. I'll go with you, young master. You're weaker than me. I'll go alone. Okay, got it. As Aiden walks through the forest, the demon says, are you sure there's someone to meet in the middle of this mountain? I never said it was a person. So far, I can't understand my master's thoughts. They then come to a heart-shaped rock. Somehow, that heart-shaped rock looks very artificial, comments the demon. Aiden remembers, a gift prepared personally for a disciple who will come one day, or so my master said. He was very fond of unique things, you know? Are you saying that this strange stone is the gift for you? It looks like nothing more than an ordinary rock. But Aiden starts walking towards the rock, drawing his sword. It's just that my master was very fond of wrapping things up. Master, I'll accept your gift this time too. With his sword aura, Aiden cuts the rock in half. Hey, didn't you say this was your master's present? No, this is just the wrapping paper. Even the demon is impressed. Oh, that's a dungeon. That's the present. My master has always been a very eccentric person. Besides, this dungeon isn't just any dungeon. They see several undead walking towards them as Aiden opens the doors. In this life here, I couldn't be more grateful for that. Soon after, a summoning creature appeared, along with an army of undead. The creature didn't look too happy. Ah, it's a lich, a foolish being created when a black mage turns into an undead. They're one of the most difficult opponents if you don't know how to deal with them. Thinking about how many problems they gave me in my past life, a foolish human entered this place without fear. I'll turn you into an undead along with those others. But Aiden, with immense speed, began to kill everyone in his path, heading straight for the lich. If you defeat the lich, the rest of the undead it summoned will disappear completely. Besides, considering how many high-level liches I've defeated in my past life, this lich here is nothing. He simply makes a slash with his sword aura at the lich's chest. To think I'm going to die without seeing the rebirth of the Black Mage Kingdom. As Aiden does this, all the undead begin to turn to ash, and a necklace that was with the lich falls to the ground. Aiden pays attention to what that pendant is, and the demon asks, "Is that the gift your master mentioned?" "Oh no, I've never actually seen this before in my life, but this pattern looks strangely familiar. Well, I'll keep it with me for now." The demon teases, "Ah, Dragon Slayer King, take everything, even the lich's bone dust." "What, collect bone dust? Hey, didn't you say you were gonna look for lich bone dust? It's something that drives the beings crazy." Aiden thinks, yeah, maybe the demon really does know that because I don't know anything about liches. "Demon, if you're saying this is a joke, just to get me to collect bone dust, relax, trust me. By the way, where exactly is this gift supposed to be? You were a bit skeptical just now, but now you're collecting the whole bone. Well, if you said it's useful, it's good to have plenty, isn't it?" Aiden goes down the stairs of the dungeon deeper and deeper. So there was a hidden room in the dungeon all along. Yes, this is actually another dungeon, a dungeon hidden inside a dungeon. As eccentric as my master was, he would never throw me into a dungeon with only one lich. One lich was crazy enough. They see something emanating very strong magic, and even the demon is impressed. "Is that what I think it is? You saw that in your past life too, didn't you?" "How could I forget? If it hadn't been for that, I would never have lost that fight against you." They see that the equipment appears to be a luminous shield emanating a lot of mana. It's been a while since I've seen that, the Banshee Spirit Shield, an item imbued with the spirit of a banshee contaminated by madness. This madness used to contaminate the user too, so I had a hard time with it in my past life, but this time it'll be nothing. Aiden begins to absorb the shield's power and explains, "One of the reasons I like this shield the most is that it can be worn like a bracelet, unlike most equipment, and you can take it off when you need to, which is very practical. Maybe it's because it's a familiar item to me, but it reminds me of my past life days." Meanwhile, the bracelet begins to scream. "Ah, I missed those screams. Longing, like master, like disciple, Silence, demon. Now it's time to get out of here." Suddenly, Aiden feels he's being watched and says, "I know you're watching everything. I'd like to do a deal with you. You can come to me. I'm waiting." "Ah, you asshole, I mean my dear client, it looks like you need a deal. Nice to meet you. I'm Qualo, a spirit merchant from a friendly spirit emporium. If there's anything you want, just let me know. Potions, weapons, food. There's nothing our spirit emporium doesn't have." It is explained that the spirit merchants are spirits of commerce with strong monetary desires. The spirit emporium was created when these spirit merchants came together, with the hat merchant as the central figure. Aiden reflects, normally, when someone clears a dungeon, a spirit appears to trade. The rabbit asks, "You'll want to exchange that banshee shield on your arm, won't you? I can buy it from you for a good price." "Actually, no, I don't want to sell it." "Huh? You're not selling it? So what kind of deal do you want to make?" I want to get some information. I want to know the location of the people's dwellings on this continent. So you want to buy information about people's homes? Client, information on the dwellings of the entities is very expensive. Even for a small village location with a discount, it would cost about 2,000 gold. No, for 1,000 gold. What? For 1,000 gold? The demon speaks into Aiden's ear. Are you crazy? Why are you doubling the price so suddenly? Do you owe him from your past life? I even owe him, so I'm just doing what I was taught. Oh, taught what exactly? What did they teach you? I'm scared now. The skill of milking spiritual goods that my master taught me. I milked him like that in my past life too. In this life, rabbit, let me do the same to you. Give me the location of the being's dwellings and 4,000 gold. How is it? You're not paying 4,000 gold, you want 4,000 gold? Have you completely lost your mind because of the monsters? Not at all, I'm offering an exchange. I'd like to sell what's behind me. What do you think? What? Human, how dare you? If you don't want to, fine, then I'll start destroying.